In today's video, I'll be going over all of the new PlayStation 4 game releases of this upcoming week. We've got 5 games to go over, and there are a lot of exciting titles to be looking forward to, so stay tuned for that. On top of that, we'll be covering some news. Bandai Namco is teasing a new horror game. They just opened a teaser website. We'll speculate on what that could be. With Fallout 76, it looks like a lot of people are scared about the possibilities of a lot of griefing going on. Well, Bethesda has a way to combat that, and it's actually going to be integrated into the gameplay. And we know that the PlayStation 4 has been a haven for a lot of free-to-play games recently. Well, another one, The Elder Scrolls Legends, might not hit the PlayStation 4 if Sony doesn't allow for crossplay. More on that in a little bit. First, I want to cover the new game releases of the week. Again, we've got 5 titles to go over, and all of these titles look pretty exciting. A lot of variety in the titles as well, so let's talk about it. First up, Phantom Doctrine is coming on August 14th. I've talked about Phantom Doctrine before, and this game looks awesome. A lot of gamers are describing it as XCOM in the Cold War, and when I say that, how can you not be excited for the game? It's set in 1983. The world teeters on the verge of destruction as the Cold War tightens its icy grip. East or West, trust no one, question everything. The fate of humanity is set to rest in your hand as you pit spy versus spy in tactical Phantom Doctrine. The game touts a deep single-player campaign with over 40 hours of content featuring a rich, gripping plot woven with numerous historical events and characters to bring the terrifying reality of the Cold War to life from a unique perspective. Phantom Doctrine is a game that could quietly surprise everyone. Again, it's coming August 14th.
Make short work of any job. Silenced weapons are your best friends. Deadly quiet and they can take out your targets from a distance. Get your foot in the door with a handy lockpick. And if the bullets start flying, it's good to have friends who can cover your men from enemy fire. Knowing is half the battle. Cliché, I know. But in this line of work, it can hardly be more relevant. Informers.
We also have a new 2D action platformer, Doesnt Gambit, which is dropping on August 14th. Doesnt Gambit is described as a challenging 2D action platformer with deep RPG elements. As an agent of death bound to his service, unravel the mystery of Ceridon and discover the true price of immortality. The game touts an expansive world where you can travel across the beautifully rendered Obsidian Vale, Witchwood, Sanguine City, and more. You'll be able to meet quirky characters from all walks of life and uncover their narrative threads and secrets. There will be various character classes, 7 in total, and you'll be able to level up, pick your favorite talents from a skill tree, adapt your strategies, and improve your chances of survival. The game also touts incredible bosses where you'll be able to hunt towering monsters and other creatures of legend. Each boss is a test of skill requiring unique strategies to defeat. Doesnt Gambit is also a game with an incredible and unique look. I'm excited to try the game out as it's dropping on the PlayStation 4 on August 14th. Next up, we have the conclusion to one of the most famous gaming franchises of the last decade, and that is The Walking Dead, the final season, which is coming on August 14th. Yes, The Walking Dead is finally coming to an end. This really seems like an end of an era because this is the game that really put a lot of these other story-driven experiences on the map. It opened the door for Telltale to do all of these other story-driven games. The Wolf Among Us, Game of Thrones, Borderlands, it really all started with The Walking Dead, at least in terms of all the popularity that Telltale got. And now we have The Walking Dead, the final season, and if you played the previous seasons, you're probably gonna really enjoy this. Now, if you didn't play the other games, of course, you don't jump right into the final season. This is a story-driven game. You need to play the other seasons. And of course, with the final season, it'll be an episodic release, so on August 14th, we are just getting the first episode. And right now, if you want a small taste of what the game is gonna offer, you can download a free demo, so give that a look. Again, the full episode 1 will be out on August 14th.
We haven't seen anything like you in ever. Kids are safe here. Make sure of it.
I've always taken care of myself. Can we stay here? It's hard to trust people sometimes. Places change, so do people.
Clem, you're in danger. You and AJ both.
Next up, we have State of Mind, which is coming on August 15th. State of Mind is another game that not too many people are talking about, but could end up surprising gamers. It's a futuristic thriller delving into transhumanism. The game explores themes of separation, disjuncture, and reunification in a world that is torn between a dystopian material reality and a utopian virtual future. So it's tackling some mature themes, giving me some Detroit Become Human vibes, and the game is centered around Richard Nolan, a journalist that is openly criticizing this development. When he wakes up in a hospital after an explosion and finds that his wife and son have mysteriously vanished, Richard realizes he and his family have become more than just bystanders in a storm of rivaling ideas pertaining humankind's salvation between dystopian reality and digital utopia. A lot of the times it's very hard to nail stories like this because they are so in-depth, but if they nail it, it could be a very captivating experience. Again, State of Mind is dropping on August 15th.
At the moment, we're uploading 750 people a day that want to build a better world. As you know, our project has entered a decisive phase. We are on the brink of success, the beginning of a new civilization.
And lastly, we've got Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, which is coming on August 16th. Now, this game is already released. However, it's released as a PlayStation VR only game. On August 16th, it will be dropping as a non-VR title. The game itself is a multiplayer title where one player is trapped in a room with a ticking time bomb that they must defuse. The other players are the experts who must give them the instructions to defuse the bomb by deciphering the information found in the bomb defusal manual. But there's a catch: the experts can't see the bomb, so everyone will need to talk it out fast. This is a quirky, fun little multiplayer game. It'll be nice that it can be finally played without VR as it's dropping on August 16th.
With 2 players or more, you'll have to communicate if you and the friendship are going to survive. It's the game that's always changing, and the risks rearranging. Find out why everyone's having such a blast. Don't just keep watching, keep talking, and Nobody Explodes.
Not suitable for infants, actual bomb defusal teams, or those who dislike exuberant shouting, intense frivolity, or joyful noises of survival. Snacks and drinks sold separately.
So those are all of the new game releases this week. Personally speaking, I'm super excited for Phantom Doctrine and Death's Gambit. I think those two are going to be really good. The Walking Dead, the final season, is also going to be great. We know that Telltale is going to deliver on that, and there's a lot of pressure on them to deliver with that. Closing out one of the most influential game franchises of the last decade, that is a lot of pressure, and State of Mind is one that could end up surprising us. Stay on the lookout for that as well. Moving on from that, we've also got to talk some game news. First of all, Bandai Namco is teasing a brand new horror game. They opened a teaser website that doesn't really give us much of an idea of what the game is, but the site's URL does include the word Domus. Kind of gives you a vibe of like a siren game, and Bandai Namco isn't really known for a lot of horror games. The only one I can really think of is like Little Nightmares, so it'll be interesting to see what Bandai Namco are whipping up here. There does seem to be a reveal date set August 30th, presumably at 4 p.m. Japanese time, so stay on the lookout for that. This could be an interesting development. Moving on from that, a lot of news about Bethesda titles have been coming out of QuakeCon, and more news about Fallout 76 have come out, and this is kind of exciting. It's actually going to be about griefing, how they're going to combat that, and how they're going to integrate it into gameplay. Todd Howard said that he wants to turn the assholes into interesting content. That means that griefers that randomly start attacking others will be turned into a criminal with a bounty on their head, and then they can be taken down, and then somebody can reward based off that. Kind of like Grand Theft Auto's Wanted system, but now in a multiplayer environment of Fallout. I don't know if that completely disables griefing. I think it'll still happen, but the bounty that will be paid will come right out of their pocket. So that is pretty cool punishment for those of you that are planning on griefing, but come on, can we all just have a good experience? Probably not. I'm sure, as Todd Howard said, there will be a couple assholes out there that are going around killing everybody. And lastly, also about Bethesda, I want to talk a little bit about the Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game, and that game might not launch on the PlayStation 4 if Sony doesn't allow crossplay. Bethesda's Pete Hines talked to Game Informer about the Elder Scrolls Legends, and here's what he said. The Elder Scrolls Legends is a strategy card game that encompasses both single player and multiplayer. It is both cross-platform play and cross-platform progress. It is our intention, in order for the game to come out, it has to be those things on any system. We cannot have a game that works one way across everywhere else except for on this one thing. Hines continues by saying the way the game works right now on Apple, Google, Steam, and Bethesda.net, it doesn't matter where you buy your stuff. If you play it on another platform, that stuff is there. It doesn't matter what platform you play on, you play against everyone else who is playing at the moment. So we've heard before what Sony thinks about cross-platform play. We know the debacle that was Fortnite's cross-platform play, and it really seems like Sony doesn't want to be pushed on their stance on that. If they stick to that, the PlayStation 4 might not see the release of The Elder Scrolls Legends, and that's very unfortunate. It's great to see that Bethesda is coming at them, though. They aren't going to release their game if they do not change their methods, and at the end of the day, that is best case scenario for gamers, so it'll be interesting to see how this develops as well. We will stay in tune with this, and we'll let you guys know if The Elder Scrolls Legends will come to PlayStation 4, if Sony does allow crossplay, or what happens with this. That's gonna conclude this video. Again, we've got 5 new game releases this week: Phantom Doctrine, Death's Gambit, The Walking Dead The Final Season, State of Mind, and Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. A lot of exciting titles there. Let us know which games you're picking up, and on top of that, Bandai Namco is teasing a brand new horror game. What do you think that could be? You guys have any speculations? Could this be a brand new IP? We shall see soon enough. Fallout 76 will use griefing as a gameplay element, as you will be turned into a wanted criminal with a bounty on your head that will come out of your own pocket. That's pretty cool. And The Elder Scrolls Legends might not get a PlayStation 4 release if Sony doesn't allow for crossplay. It'll be interesting to see how that develops. That's gonna wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.